Hey, what's up, everybody? Chris here with Actualization Station Podcast. And today I wanted to provide a little bit of commentary for a couple of posts I just shared to our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter accounts. If you're not already following, feel free. I would love to have you guys on board. So today's first post was when we are preoccupied with the ways we think the world should be, we lose our sense of awe and wonder for its majesty. So what do we mean by this? When we become preoccupied with the ways we think the world should be, when we become resistant to the way things are outside of us, as well as to our emotions and thoughts within, we get lost in those trains of thought, we go down those rabbit holes, and we lose sight of what's happening right now. You know, you could be sitting in traffic and stressing it. You could be standing in line at the grocery store and it's a long line and you got like two things in your hand and someone in front of you's got a cart filled to the brim and they didn't ask if you wanted to go before them and you're in a hurry to get somewhere. These things happen all the time. We become preoccupied with the way we think life should be. And we miss its wonder. And you know that sense of awe, that sense of wonder that we had when we were young, that you see in every single kid in history. Those first few years, we are constantly in a state of awe and fascination for everything that happens around us. And it could be the most mundane thing. It could be a ball bouncing across the floor. It could be somebody playing with you. It could be, a little ant going across the sidewalk. It could be the most basic thing, but everything is fascinating to us when we're young. And we lose that sense of fascination over time. But we love it. We're addicted to it. We go to movies to experience it. We go to shows. We listen to music. We go on hikes. We go on vacation. We do all of these things to elucidate, or to bring about that sense of awe and inspiration and fascination because we're hungry for it. We miss it. So I think it's nice. It's really helpful to just take a moment to look up to the sky. If you're stuck outside, for instance, stuck in traffic, take a deep breath, look around in that natural state of wonder that's akin to all of us. Wonder about the people in the cars next to you. What are their lives like? Remember how we used to do that when we were young? We would be driving in the family car, riding in the family car, and we would see somebody go by and we would wonder about them. Or we would watch the scenery, the beautiful scenery, the trees, the clouds, the birds gliding across the sky. All of these things return us to the present moment, into that natural sense of curiosity and awe for things just as they are. The next post I shared today, you are more than a name, more than a label, more than a member of this or that group. You are an individual. You are the heart of you. So this one's going a little bit deeper. You are more than a name. Seems obvious. But more than a label. What do we mean by that? Because we give ourselves labels. We identify with different traits. We idealize certain aspects of our experience over others, and then we identify with those. But if you peel the word tree away from an actual tree, if you take its label away, what is it but this wondrous outgrowth? This living thing, this strange life form that veins out and reaches out to the sky towards this great burning ball of light a million miles away that powers it, that grows it. And its roots fractal out underneath the ground, just like our veins, just like the limbs and stems above. What is this thing? What is a planet? What is a living planet? What is a star? More than a name, more than a label, more than a member of this or that group, we identify with group distinctions. I like rock music, or I like country music. I'm a Republican, or I'm a Democrat. I'm religious. I'm an atheist. We like to say, "Oh, that's not really my thing." If someone suggests something like meditation, I've heard that response, "Oh, that's not really my thing." Why not? I like to think that we're amorphous, that we're able to constantly change and grow. So why limit ourselves? You are more than a name, more than a label, more than a member of this or that group. You are an individual. What is an individual? What does it mean to be totally true? We know the word individual is related to the word indivisible, which is interesting, because you would think that it means that you're something apart from. But to understand that we're all intrinsically connected, yet that we all express ourselves in beautiful, original ways, it's an interesting way of looking at things, because we certainly are all intrinsically connected with the earth, with the sun, with each other. So you are the heart of you. What is the truest, deepest aspect of you? There's techniques such as self-inquiry, Advaita Vedanta, Zen meditation, that are very useful for peeling back those onion layers of the character of self, this amalgamation of ideas that we've built up over time. The psychological sense of self, the idea that we hold in our minds of who we are. Who has that idea? Like, if I have a personality, right? We all have personalities. But who has the personality? It's an interesting thought. It's like a Zen koan that causes your brain to stop thinking for a second and experience the present moment. Because at the very bottom of it, that's what we are. We are this moment. We are this ground of awareness that all of our thoughts, ideas, sensations, and conceptions appear in. Because I could say that I have a curious personality, you could say. Who's the I that has the curious personality? And looking at that, we say, I like this, or I like that, or I prefer this, or I prefer that. Well, who is the I? Without a story. Because that I also has the story. So, and looking at it this way, we can see we are not our personalities. We merely have personalities. And personalities are awesome. Life would be boring without them. But it does seem that the great cause of suffering in this world is a case of misidentification. We think we are our personalities, and thus we constrain and limit ourselves. And we become offended when our idea of ourself feels attacked. But just to abide as this awareness that those thoughts and ideas and conceptions arise in. Because we could be in that grocery store line feeling frustrated. I am frustrated now. This sucks. This person could have asked if I wanted to go first. I only have 2 things and they got a full cart, and how selfish of them and all of that. So when I say I am frustrated, I have that sense of being frustrated. Who is the I that has it? And is the I, the sense of I, the sense of me that we all have, is that sense of beingness that has the frustration or experiences the frustration? Is it itself frustrated? Or is it something that we are able to experience frustration through? It's like a screen in a movie theater. That everything can appear on. It's the ground of awareness. It's always been here. It's always felt the same, in fact. Even when we were kids, our awareness of our experience, not our thoughts or feelings or judgments or ideas about what was happening in any particular moment, but just the feeling of being alive, just that feeling of now. It seems mundane, but it's limitless. It's indescribably deep. And we can sit with that, we can be with that, we can breathe into that at any moment. So I hope this has been useful to all of you. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment here or on Facebook or on Twitter. And also check out the podcast. You can find it at actualizationstation.com, as well as on iTunes, Spotify, anywhere audio and podcasts are found. You can also call into the show through the Anchor app, and the podcast is hosted on Anchor FM, and that's anchor.fm/actualization station. But if you just go onto your Google Play or your iTunes store, whatever it's called, an Apple store, I guess, you can download Anchor for free. And Anchor allows you to call in to the show, like old school radio, which is really cool. So if you guys have any thoughts, questions, anything, any comments that you'd like to share, feel free to call in as well. And I will air your comments and I will also reply. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of you that have been listening and supporting and encouraging me to continue this podcast. I will admit I definitely put it on the back burner for the last few months. But, for good reason. I recently joined a band that I'm very excited about. And it has been taking up a lot of the creative juices, so I apologize that I have not kept the podcast running as much as I would like. I want to be putting out at least one long form episode a month. But I'd really like to have more conversations in moments like this as well for the channel. So yeah, I guess that's it. Check out American Dharma Band. We got a show coming up on Saturday, April 6th at Granny's in Winchester, VA. And that is with the band Red Bullet, which we're really excited to be sharing the stage with. And I would love any of you guys in the area to come down and check us out. You can also hear American Dharma Band on our Instagram. Just look up american.dharma.band on Instagram and you'll find us. We're also on YouTube and Facebook. And the music is available for free on Spotify as well. So you guys can check it out. And if you like it and you want to download, check us out on Bandcamp. We're there as well, where you can download all of our music. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of you. And we'll talk to you soon. Love you guys.